It's time for another episode of BigDenoPlays. Tonight, we're playing Kinfire Delve, Scorn Stockade. So Kinfire Delve, those would remember that we recently played through a large chunk of the Kinfire Chronicles campaign. Kinfire Delve is a small card game that is set in the same universe using the same characters, but with a more simple is probably not the right word, but a more simple gameplay that's sort of probably more aimed at 1 to 2 players. And they released a couple of these boxes. So let's actually nip over here to the screen. So they released a box called Kinfire Delve Vainglory's Grotto, and this was the first one that came out. They've got these awesome shiny gold. Then they released this one, which we're playing, which is called Scorns Stockade. And then finally they released this one, which is called Kinfire Delve Callus's Lab. One thing I want to give these guys absolute props for is these cards. The quality of this production is just like the Kinfire Chronicles box. It's incredible. Like the games that are coming out these days are just outrageous. So let me give you a very quick rundown of this game. Basically, this stack here represents a well, and we have to delve deep down into the well to face off against a version of a boss called Scorn. So we're going to randomly shuffle and give ourselves a boss called Scorn, and he's just going to sit over here for the moment. He's not going to do an awful lot for now. These here are 4 challenges that our hero, who is Nars of the Windstrikes. Now, we didn't play Nars in the game. We played some of the other characters. We played Valora and Asher, but Nars was always there. Check this out too. This is great. So this is one of the other characters. He's the Bard. Check that out. So it's a 2-player game, and these two sit like that. It's just like so good. Anyway, so there is a Vainglory's Grotto, which has one of our characters. I think it's got Asher. Does it have Asher? I just want to look now. I want to look at her cards. I'm sure Asher's in here. Asher of Brillbrook, yeah, and Core, our big dog Core, yeah. So just great. I love that. So you can actually mix and match. This is a great little product. You can mix and match these heroes with these villains in any of the boxes. And with 2 boxes, you can play up to 4 players as well. I would not be playing this at 4 players, I don't think. Anyway, we have a lantern, just like we had in the Kinfire Chronicles. And we're going to deal ourselves 8 cards, and I'll explain pretty much everything else that's going on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Love the card quality, love the art style. It's just a really great little production. And these are like $30, absolute bargain. Not easy to track down in Australia though, I have to say. So on our turn, we have to choose one of these 4 challenges in this row of challenges here. There are 4. We have the Relentless Hound, we have the Obelisks, we have Scorn's Shadow, and we have the Icy Shackles. Actions may be boosted with 1 less card. That sucks. And we choose one of these that we would like to attempt to complete in our turn. Our turn is very simple. You choose a challenge, and then you choose one of your cards, and in a 2-player game, you choose a card, and your ally has the opportunity to boost you. When they boost you, they use this bottom row number, quite similar to Kinfire Chronicles. When you're completing the challenge, you choose the top one. So I haven't used any of Nars. This is my first attempt with her and against Scorn. Actually, I've only played Callus's Lab. But yeah, all we do is we go, cool, I will choose one of these, and I will choose one of these, and I'm going to try and remember to do this a little bit more often, but we'll see if I remember. So here is our Dauntless card. So for example, we could use Dauntless against a red challenge because of the red triangle. However, if we were boosting another character, or in this instance when you're playing solo you boost yourself, you can boost a blue or a red card with a +1. Once you've completed your card selection and your boosts, you roll these dice, and these dice will determine your success or failure. If it's a red challenge, any reds are an additional point of success, and this one here is a wild, that's the Kinfire symbol. That's a wild and gives you an additional success. Your goal, obviously, is to try and reach the highest number on there. Now, we also discard from the well stack 1, 2, 3 to start the game. That might actually be 4. Let's check. Setting up the game. Each player chooses a seeker, draw the top 4 cards, discard the top 3 cards of the well deck to form a face down pile near it. Set the health tracker to 10. Excellent. So we're underway. So if we zoom in and have a look at these 4 challenges, we have this challenge can't be discarded. Sometimes you can discard a challenge. Some of your cards will allow you to do that. This one says, and it's bolded, which means it applies to the game state, so bolded stuff is important. If there are 2 other copies of the obelisks in play, lose the game. So not ideal. This one says ignore all downwards pointing arrows. So that symbol is a delve. And the objective of the Kinfire Delve is to delve down into the well. When we reach the bottom, we will face off against Scorn, and we will hopefully be able to defeat him. We've got to manage our health and our exhaustion as we do that. So this symbol allows you to discard cards from the top of the well deck. And then finally, actions may be boosted with 1 less card. So we can only boost right now with 1 single card. Let's have a look at our hero, Naz of the Windstrikes, the Tactician. So her special rule is at the start of your turns, she may move or progress on 1 challenge to any other challenge. And then, so this is inevitable, it's just 3 with no benefit. But as a boost card, it can be used against anything, and it's +3 versus combat, so that's pretty good. Don't roll this turn. Add 1 progress to every challenge and 2 delve for every challenge you complete. That could be quite powerful to sync that up. If you suffer any damage this turn, draw 1 card for each damage you suffer. I might go for that one because the only way to draw more cards is to take an exhaustion, which is bad. We'll shuffle that if we get to it. So I think we're going to play Calm Under Fire, which is a red, and we're going to activate it against Scorn's Shadow. So let's have a look at Scorn's Shadow. There it is, and I might do something about that so that I know exactly where to place the cards. Great. So until we defeat him, we ignore all downwards delve, so that's bad. It's 8 to defeat him. Our basic value is absolutely nothing. So we are looking for an 8. We're going to play this Calm Under Fire, which counts as 2. And as you can see from down the bottom there, if you suffer any damage this turn, draw 1 card for each damage you suffer. We can play it as a red, so we're going to play that. It's going to go into our discard pile. And we're going to boost it with this. So this is a 3 with combat, and it's a white, so we can use it against boost any challenge. Remember, we can only boost with 1 card. Normally you can boost with 2. So unless we roll 3 reds, we will suffer damage in this challenge. We roll 2 reds, and so we will place 7 progress on Scorn's Shadow. And because of that, we will suffer 2 damage. So we will go down to 8 health. It's not a promising start, really. But because we suffered damage thanks to our Calm Under Fire, we will draw 1 card for each that we suffered. Shattering Blow. Before this action, discard 1 card. Oh my god, that is a 5 red. That is absolutely outstanding. A Jewel of Honor. This action cannot be boosted. Interesting. So this says don't roll this turn, add 1 progress to every challenge, then delve 2 for every challenge you complete. So if we are clever. Using that could be great. Okay, so this quick thinking gives us a boost versus puzzles. Discard if you would be reduced to 0 health and be reduced to 1, then draw a card. That's powerful. So what I think I want to do is go to this leadership. No, we'll keep that in hand for an exhaustion, I think. We'll go. No, actually, we're gonna go for our. This is so interesting. We're gonna go for leadership, and we're gonna target the Relentless Hound, and we're gonna use this Warrior's Instinct to boost. Oh, that says before attempting a combat, draw 3 cards. No, we can't do that. We will go Warrior's Instincts before attempting a combat, draw 2 cards, and we're gonna go against the Relentless Hound, and we're gonna boost it with this Tidal Force, which gives us 1. We're suffering 2 more damage here, Deno. That's not great. It's not great, really. I don't know how well Nars goes at healing, but it's probably not great. Are we better off just using this Intimidate? Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to use the Intimidate on the Obelisk, and we are going to boost with nothing else. So we don't roll on the Obelisk, we just add 1 progress to every challenge. 1, 2, 3, and that one, boom. So we're going to suffer the penalty of this one, which as you can see is we delve up, which means we put 1 here, because we suffer the penalty. However, because we concluded this, we get the bonus of this, which is delve 3, and because we completed a challenge, we delve another 2. So we're going to delve 5 from this challenge, and that one is defeated. It goes into the defeated pile. So we will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we have a bound prisoner. All right, so remember at the start of each of our turns, we can move a progress from any one challenge to another challenge. Did we get to draw a card there? No. This says if you fail a puzzle, ignore the penalty. This says discard at the start of your turn to redistribute progress however you wish. Actions may be boosted with 1 less card. So let's go for this. Before attempting a combat, draw 2 cards. Yep. So let's redistribute this to here. We'll go to the obelisks because we don't need that one. So this one we need a total of. Oh, this is so annoying. Do we do the Shattering Blow instead? Because that's just lose 2 cards. Oh, I see Shackles. All right. Stand by. Let's mull over this. So this one, there's no more obelisks in play, so we don't need to be concerned. This one, actions can be boosted with 1 less card, and the only penalty here. So actions may be boosted with 1 less card. This is interesting. If there is excess progress on this challenge, suffer 1. Attach this to Scorn, so that's generally bad. The Jewel of Honor just gives us a 4 green, but it can't be boosted against the Relentless Hound. So we don't want to do that, I don't think. The Tidal Force, Warrior's Instincts, 3. Before attempting combat, draw 2 cards. That is powerful. Alternatively, we go with Leadership, and we boost against the Obelisks to get our Lantern. Or we move to here and we use Shattering Blow and we discard one of these. I feel like this is going to be hard to use, Jewel of Honor. So yeah, let's do that. Let's move this one from the obelisks here to the icy shackles, and we'll use a shattering blow. Before this action, discard one card. And I think we are going to discard the Jewel of Honor. So we destroy the icy shackles. And that goes up here, and that had a delve of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we now have, the obelisks. But we can boost twice now, so there are 2 obelisks in play. So we have to do the obelisks. So we're going to move a Relentless Hound progress to the obelisks. We'll use our Tidal Force, and the penalty is we go up 1. So let's just roll. So we need to roll 3 blues. Not as excited about that. 2 blues. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've got 5 on that one. Okay, so now I think what we'll do after this action, if it was boosted. Yep, so we could just roll. You don't have to use a card. You can just roll. But Scorn has a penalty. Each time you choose not to play an action card on your turn and roll that thing that we just rolled, which is the darkness symbol, you gain an exhaustion. That's okay, because we've got this which potentially lets us remove an exhaustion, but I think we'll be safe. We'll play quick thinking. We'll go on the obelisks, we'll roll. Hey, look, it was the right call to use it. So that card is discarded. We actually we will move 1 progress over to the Relentless Hound before we do that, because that card is 2, which means we definitely succeed. Our prize for that is actually flipping our lantern. I have not even looked at this yet. I'm excited. If completed, attach the challenge you're attempting to this card. Copies of any challenges attached to this card are immediately discarded from play. That is interesting. Alter the balance. So we don't have to worry about the obelisks. This guy's just 1 damage. So yeah, let's do an attack on him. We're going to move this over to the bound prisoner. We're doing an attack, so we're getting 3. And then we're not going to boost. We could boost with this, but this action gives us a thing. Before attempting a combat, draw 2 cards. 1, 2. Wind Mastery. That is cool. I think I'll boost with... Do I want to boost with this and guarantee it? No, if there's excess progress on this, attach this card to Scorn after completing it. Yeah, the average is 2, so I am actually going to boost with Wind Mastery for a total of 5 on there. So we want to see 2 greens. Come on, Dino. 0 greens. So we suffer a damage. We're down to 7 health. And that is that. So now what we might do is use our lantern, move this to here, and complete that obelisk's challenge by flipping our lantern, which will then unflip our lantern because we've used it for free, and any other things of the obelisks will immediately be discarded. We don't need to roll that, but we'll roll anyway. That's fine. Okay, so now if we go for the bound prisoner, before this action, discard, draw 3 cards from the well deck. This Parliament is terrible. Each time you roll that symbol, you suffer a damage. That is awful. Each time you roll Knight, suffer a damage. At the end of the turn, remove 2 progress from any challenge. Well, I definitely didn't do that last turn. We'll just do it this turn. All right, well, I think that makes it easy. We go for the bound prisoner. And we'll use leadership and orcish senses. No, we won't do that. We'll just use altar. If completed, attach the challenge. So we definitely complete it, but yep, unfortunately it gets attached to him because we completed the challenge with more. Actually, we could have moved 1 across. We still would have gotten 1 over, so that's fine, but we'll move 1 across anyway. Doesn't matter because you're gonna have to, oh no, let's remove it from this challenge. All right, let's just roll back a little bit there, Deno. You had 4 on this challenge. So we will use these 2 cards. After this action, no, we won't use this card. Ah! Okay, we're gonna use altar and we're gonna play the Parliament out of play. Doesn't matter if we roll more because we succeed. So that is defeated. We delve 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We flip our lantern because we've used it. After, if completed, attach the challenge you're attempting to discard to this card. So anytime we see a Parliament or the obelisks, they are automatically discarded. What comes out? Scales of Justice. Yep. So now the average roll is like you're 1.66 or something like that to get. So you're either 1 or 2. So if I play leadership on this, that takes us to 5, which means if I roll the average, I clear the bound prisoner without placing him here. However, if I roll under and I've played orcish senses, I can flip my lantern again. So I think we're going to do that. We're going to play that against the bound prisoner. 1 green! Come on! So we clear him. He lets us delve for 3. 1, 2, 3. These are discarded, and after this action, if it was boosted, you may flip your lantern. So the lantern's back, baby. But we have 1 card. And we have the Ancient Lock. This challenge can only be completed by using the Master Key. Okay. So we've got a red card that can only be applied to reds, and we have a looming statue. So I guess we could also use the altar, which would be 5, 6, but it's only against that. Scales of Justice might be the option. Scales of Justice, if you have excess progress on this challenge when discarded. Yeah, let's try for... I'm just going to read, I think... Okay, I am actually going to exhaust myself. I'm going to discard Dauntless, and we're going to take an exhaustion card. So these are always bad, but we'll see. Discarded. If regretful and traumatized are also in the game, lose. So that's no penalty at the moment, which is nice. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to shuffle these. Before this action, you may discard a challenge with progress on it. That is amazing. Oh, I've got it. We've got it, Deno. Dauntless, we get Dauntless back and Orcish Senses. Okay. There's no traps. But we're going to do Tough as Nails. which if you have a read of this, beautiful Bobby Dazzler, ignore any damage you suffer this turn. We're going to play that against the Looming Statue. We're not going to boost it because we're going to use... before this action, you may discard a challenge with progress on it. Actually, let's do this. Let's do Fist of the Wind. Fist of the Wind. And I'll just say this, like this game, for a very compact, small game, it creates a lot of those moments where you're like, what do I do? And that's the fun part of playing games, is like that challenge of decision. So we're going to do this. If you fail a combat, ignore the penalty. It's a green, and we're going to play it against the Relentless Hound. We are not going to boost it. We are not going to boost it. Yep. So we get 1. So that takes us to a total of 3 on the Relentless Hound, and we ignore the penalty. So the Fist of the Wind is discarded. Now we go with Rush on the Relentless Hound, and we boost it with... No, we want to keep Knockout. So do we boost it with Probe? Yeah, we'll boost it with Probe. So that's a total of 3, 4. So we just need 1 green. That counts as a green. That's also a green. We defeat the Relentless Hound. That lets us boost for 1, 2, 3, or sorry, delve for 1, 2, 3. And after this action, draw 1 card. We'll discard that and discard that. And we're going to put this Probe on top of our deck. While this card is on top of your discard pile, any played actions gain +1 to their value. Very nice. And we draw a card as well, which is Shattering Blow. Lots of reds here. All other challenges have +2 difficulty. Get out of here. Get out of here, guy. It's another combat. All right, so what we're going to do, we have to get rid of that. That's punishing. So we're going to use our Alter Fates trick. So that's a 6 this turn. And we can boost it to a 7, 8. And I think we will. We'll boost it to a 7, 8. Because if we succeed at this, we get rid of that and any future ones of that come out. So that's, oh my God, that's a 4. Okay, so that's defeated. So we get 4 delve. 1, 2, 3, 4. But we lost our lantern for that play. Another Looming Statue. Oh, I don't like the Looming Statue situation. All right. So let's do Tough as Nails, and we'll do a Looming Statue. And we're not going to boost with any things because we're going to ignore the damage this turn. So Tough as Nails, 2, 3, 4. So we go to 4 on the Looming Statue. However, it goes back down to 2 because it sucks. Tough as Nails, gone. We will play Shattering Blow, which is 5. We will boost it with this, which is 6. And we have to discard this thanks to Shattering Blow. So we get there. So we just needed 1 success. So we discard that. We delve for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. But we are now exhausted. And we have Regretful. Oh no, if Regretful and Traumatize are also in play. Uh-oh. So, if Traumatize comes out, we lose. The Vacant Throne. And so we are going to flip our lantern because we have unexhausted. All right. Leadership. After this action, if it was boosted, you may discard an exhaustion. If failed, discard this challenge. If completed and set this challenge aside, if the Broken Crown and the Shattered Scepter have been completed, you win. Nice. They give you auto wins in this game, like if you can complete them, but you have to see that. And as you can see, we've discarded this many cards that we have not seen. So the likelihood that that occurs is minimal, but none of this is great. That's a puzzle, and this is if you fail a puzzle, ignore its penalty, but we can't complete that puzzle. The Scales of Justice is a puzzle, so we can ignore the penalty there. Jewel of Honor. This action cannot be boosted. So let's do Wind Mastery and Quick Thinking on the Scales of Justice. Yep. Let's do that. So it's going to be a total of 2 plus 3 is 5. So if we happen to roll 3, we defeat the Scales of Justice. Oh, we rolled 2. That's good though, because what we're going to be able to do is complete that Scales of Justice by using our other ability. So we could return that card to our hand by discarding any other card. We do not wish to do that. We are going to play this Leadership, and we're going to boost. We've got no red boosts. We've got Inevitable. That's only versus combat. So we get to 4 against the Looming Statue. That's wasteful. Yeah, no, we're gonna do this. We're gonna go Vacant Throne. We're gonna play Leadership, and we're gonna boost it with Inevitable, and that gives us a total of, unfortunately, 2, which goes to 3. We suffer 1 damage, so we're down to 6. But because we boosted that, we can clear an exhaustion, and we will clear this exhaustion here, because that is the only one regretful and traumatized. All right, so we've only got 1 exhaustion in play. We can't get that one back, which is good. Oh, hang on a second. If Nars plays Orcish Senses and doesn't discard any traps, have I played Orcish Senses? I have, but I didn't have that at the time. So let's actually discard this one, because that's my specific card. All right, so now we suffered the 1 damage. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go for Calm Under Fire against the Vacant Throne. Now we could just automatically move that across, but if we're able to roll 2 here, that will make this Intimidate card very, 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 very worthwhile. So 2 reds, 0 reds. Damn. 1, 2. If you suffer any damage this turn, draw 1 card for each damage you suffer. We'll draw 1 card. We're down to 5 health. Warrior's Instinct. Before attempting a combat, draw 2 cards. Interesting. Don't roll this turn. Add 1 progress to every challenge, and then 2 for every challenge you complete. So we will add 1 progress to every challenge. 1, 2, 3, which is going to get discarded at the end of the turn, but more importantly, conclude this one. We're going to activate the Ancient Lock, so we can't, there's no penalty. If you have, yep, so we didn't have excess progress, so we're going to delve 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to delve an extra 2 because of our Intimidate, and that is there. And then going to place this here, Scorns Vaults. If completed, either lose an exhaustion. 9. It's a puzzle. Okay, cool. And then what we're going to do is, in the next round, we're going to go here to the Ancient Lock. We're going to move that there, so that's 7. We'll play Warrior's Instincts. Actually, we're better off putting that over here. Actually, we're better off putting that over here. So we'll move that one to there. That's 5, 6, 7, 8. It doesn't matter if we do that. Before attempting combat, draw 2 cards. And we conclude the Vacant Throne. And that gives us a delve of 2. So draw 2 cards, 1, 2. There's that Orcish Senses. Vacant Throne is completed. Delve 2, 1, 2. And we have a Bound Prisoner. Okay, so we don't have to worry about using Orcish Senses. So let's move this to here. And let's use Orcish Senses on Scorn's Vaults. It's not a trap. So that's 3, 4, 5. Could make it 6. Oh, this is 2 health if we don't complete it. So let's actually double boost. So we're 3, 4, 5, 6. Before this action, draw 3 cards from the Well deck. Discard any traps. Ooh, an event. There's a trap, nice. And return the rest to the top of the deck in any order. Discard this card, then shuffle all challenges back into the Well deck. We might do that. Cool. So we're attempting a challenge with 3, 4, 5, 6. We just need 1 blue. We get 1 blue. We're basically trashing our health though. So that says that you can either remove an exhaustion or delve 5. We'll remove an exhaustion. And so that goes away. We know what comes out. It's this event. Discard this card, then shuffle all challenges back into the Well deck. So we'll do this event. Discard this card, then shuffle all challenges back into the Well deck. So we're just potentially getting rid of some of those cards. All right. 1, that's annoying. That guy's annoying. Another Watchtower, we get to automatically discard that. And the Courtroom, okay. So that goes automatically out because of copies of any challenges attached to this card are immediately discarded from play. Excellent. So what I think I'm going to do is go for this Courtroom, because if I can get the Courtroom, that heals me for 3. But I'm going to do that by taking an exhaustion. We do have our... Oh, no, yep. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so let's go Surround and let's boost with Probe. So that's 4, 5. And we can make it 6, 7, 8 actually. 1, 2, 3, 4 because it's boosted. 5, 6, 7. Let's keep that one in hand for the moment. Because surely we can roll a blue. Oh, we can. We can. All right, the courtroom is defeated. We recover 3 health, which takes us back up to 8. We lose these 2 cards, but we now have no cards left in the well deck, and so this all goes away and we move into final challenge. So these are 4 final challenge cards. Let's zoom in on these Bobby Dazzlers. Maybe if we get them in the screen, it'd be good to know. And we also flip over Scorn. So let's do that right now. Hiya! 3 strikes. If failed 3 times, lose the game. Okay. So if you complete or discard these challenges, you flip them over. And what happens is, it allows you to then attack Scorn. I will allow you 3 strikes to defeat me. After that, you belong to me. You belong to me. If you complete or discard this challenge, flip it over. This challenge has +3 difficulty for each face-down challenge in play. When nighttime is rolled, every seeker must discard 1 at random. So we've got our lantern. So let's use our lantern on Justice. So it's 5 and we can boost it with a blue. So we'll boost it with this, which is a 6. And we'll boost it with this, which is a 7. So we need 2 blues. I'd really like to not lose a card here, don't I? Come on down. 2 blues. 1 white, 1 blue. So Justice is completed. And our prize is, all challenges have +2 difficulty, but he's now vulnerable to blue actions. All challenges have +2 difficulty. What a pest. What an absolute pest. Knockout. So we'll do Tough as Nails, which is red, reprisal. And, oh, that's flipped over. And it actually counts as a 3 because we have our probe on top of the deck. So we're going to target with a reprisal. So we get 1, which takes us to 4. Each time you put 1 or more progress on this challenge, suffer 1 damage. So, but we ignore any damage you suffer this turn from that red. So now this is interesting. Let's do this. Knockout. Before this action, you may discard a challenge with progress on it. We're going to move this over here. And we're going to discard this challenge. So he's now vulnerable to green. And we'll boost that with this. So we're rolling for 4. But all other challenges have +2. So this is 11. So we've got 4, 2, 3, 4. +3 is 7, so we need to roll 4 reds. We rolled 2, so it's a valiant effort. So we are on 9. We suffer a damage because we added progress to that, so we're down to 7 health. But we are calm under fire. And we will play calm under fire on that, so we're going to suffer a damage, which means we draw a card, 7 down to 6. We draw a card because we suffered damage, so we don't have to do anything with that. We don't have to draw a card. Actually, no, we don't have to lose the damage because we flip the card. Each time a challenge inflicts damage, it inflicts an extra damage. So he's vulnerable to red and blue. We are now suffering an exhaustion. but we have our thing. Guilt-ridden, estranged. If estranged and haunted are in play, we lose. But we have our 8 cards back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shattering blow. Uh, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so we can attack Scorn. We can attack him with a shattering blow, which is 5. We can do inevitable, which is 3, which takes it to 8. And then we could use Warrior's Instinct, but I don't think I will, because I want to get more cards. Before this action, you may discard a challenge with progress on it. So that's a red. We're boosting red, boosting red. Yeah. Before attempting a combat, draw 2 cards. Maybe we do go for that one. Yep, so we're going to go here and we'll use Fist of the Wind. So we're going 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we have to discard a card. So we're going to discard this Quick Thinking. And we're rolling our dice now at 5, 8, 9. Come on, reds, Deno. Just 1. So we've got 10. 10 on him, but that is our first attack. 3 strikes and you're out. So we need to get 15 more. All right, so let's just do a Warrior's Instincts on the Witness. If you complete or discard this challenge, flip it over. So that's going to allow us to draw 2 cards. Or do we just throw a knockout, move a progress over and discard it? No, let's throw a knockout. 3, 4, 5, 6 onto Scorn, another red attack. 7. So we have 17. We need to do 8 to him to win. We've got 7 health. Health is not the problem here, Deno. The problem is that if we draw Haunted out of this deck, we lose. So we've got 2 cards in here. We're a 50-50 of drawing Haunted. If we draw Haunted, we lose. We do have this here, which is a 6, 5, 6. And what do we need? 8. 15, 16, 17. We need 8. So I think we're just going to do this. I think we're going to go for our Lantern, and we're going to add this to it. If we roll, he's going to be vulnerable to blue actions. No, he's going to be vulnerable to red actions, so it's going to be a red. If we roll 2 reds or a red and a white, we successfully defeat him on his 3rd strike. Otherwise, we lose the game. Come on, Deno. Suck it, Trebek! Yeah! Defeated! Would it have been Haunted? Would we have lost? It would have been! It's a great call from Deno. Ah! What a sick game! I love him. I love him. It's just like we have this conversation with my Tuesday night games friends quite a lot, and we say, you know, there's nothing revolutionary about this game. We're not talking about anything that hasn't been done before. You know, we're talking about neat little card play, neat little combinations. You know, it's just a pretty straightforward thing. But it just feels smooth. It just feels very, very cool. And the production quality really increases the feeling of enjoyment I get out of this game. You know, it's a very tactile experience with the gold shining. You know, you're flipping your lantern over. So there you go. Kinfire Delve, Scorns, Stockade, victory for the good guys, a victory for Nars of the Windstrikes. That's great. So there's 3 variants of Scorn that you can get in the final challenge, and you don't know which one it's going to be. That one is probably the hardest one because you only get 3 cracks at it. But so, for example, this one, anytime you roll a nighttime symbol, you just suffer a damage. So if you don't have a lot of health going into the final round, you know, every time you roll a darkness, you suffer a damage. This guy, every time you roll darkness, you discard a card, and what that does is that triggers more of these exhaustion cards, which is, as you've seen, another way for you to lose the game. So very, 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 very cool little game. I am going to rack up pretty much again tomorrow night and try out the Vainglory's Grotto, and we'll try a different character. So hope you've enjoyed this playthrough of BigDenoPlays Kinfire Chronicles. Look at this artwork. Sick. And I'll catch you on the next episode. Big Deno out.